Welcome back to the Dental Business Guide. I'm George, and today I'm with both Nikita and Arun. Welcome, guys.
Hi,
Hello.
George.
Hello. Right, so I think let's just dive straight into it. So, Arun, obviously, when you started Samera and the Neem Tree, obviously you didn't really have a marketing team in sense.
No, not at all. I remember I was the marketing team, including and as well as the loo cleaner, as well as the helping out everything behind the scenes. Really, when
So
you start
never
the
really
business,
delegated anything or anything like that.
no, at that point, no, because you were learning as you started. So I remember when
Yeah.
we started off the marketing, we were putting flyers together, we were getting posters together. In the days when we started this up, I created the website myself, using something called Microsoft Front Page, which was the tool in those days. This is talking about early 2000s, 2002,
Yeah.
2003. So were you even born, George? I'm not actually sure, but
I was by that point.
yeah, okay. So I remember creating that, and that was a great foundation for learning about marketing, but also a great foundation to realise how interesting it is, but also how bloody difficult it is.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
no, without a doubt.
Definitely, it's and marketing can really ultimately make your business or destroy
break
it,
it,
and you
really.
can
Yeah, exactly.
and
Yeah,
you can burn so much cash, and at the end of the day, you've got no customers. So got to be careful.
I mean, fast forward to 2021, Samera has what 5, 6 members of the marketing team or the digital team.
Yeah, no,
And
absolutely.
I like to say we're thriving in it. I think we're definitely, trying to tackle the market as well as we can online. And that's kind of, Nikita, where you've come in, because obviously we focus mainly on adverts and like Facebook ads, Google ads, and that lot. And obviously we didn't really push anything on Instagram, or we didn't really push anything on any social media organically in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really kind of where you came in. And so really it's just like, what I'm just trying to ask is, if I was a dental practice owner, why should I invest in a marketing team? Why should I even bother about social media?
Yeah, I think these days in like 2021, you definitely need social media. Whatever business you have, whether it's dental or GP, anything, you need to have social media, the Instagram, Facebook, because it's taken over the world at the moment. Social media has taken over everything, and everybody's got it. Doesn't matter what age you are, everybody is on it, so they will see your business on any social media platform. It's so important because you can reach so many more people, and you can reach so many more people in different countries, different age groups. There's so much more reach you can get to, and engagement. So I definitely think it helps your business. It will draw clients or patients in the door. You're reaching a different type of market, and I think it's probably the number one tool at the moment for marketing is social media. There's so many different platforms: Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. You can go on and on and on.
You name it,
There's a different there's a different trend every single week, so you've got to keep up with it, and definitely spend at least 1 hour a day, a couple hours a day on it, to make sure it can benefit your business. But it will benefit your business.
Definitely.
I'm very much the dinosaur in the podcast today, and it's evident to me that you guys are in your 20s, me in my late 40s, and I'm 20 years behind in not really picking it up. Obviously, we have social media accounts personally as well, but wasn't part of the culture as part of I was growing up. However, in terms of marketing, the same principles of marketing that we've been doing for the last 20 years still apply today. I think that's the really important message here. Social media is just a layer on top of that to get that message out, but the principles of marketing definitely remain the same.
No, definitely. So, okay. So I'm starting a practice. I have, I've got the basics. I've got your dental nurses, associates. I've got a receptionist. I've got all that lot. I haven't done anything about marketing like that. Do I need a whole full-fledged marketing team? Because obviously, as I said earlier, we have 5, 6 members of our marketing team. I think it's all right, isn't it? 5, 6 members?
Yeah, about six. Six members.
We have many people on our marketing team. Do you need that 6 people, or can you get away with just having one? Really?
I think, in my opinion, that obviously our marketing team is not just only for us, but we also support other clients. Okay, so that's the first thing. So we've obviously got more people than a normal dental business would have, but the roles are exactly the same though. So you need to have a team there that will support you through your business. And now if you're running a business, running a dental clinic, you're busy doing dentistry, okay? Do you really have the time, as Nikita mentioned earlier, to spend 1 or 2 hours to getting the socials right on your website or on out there in the marketplace? You probably don't. So the key is to delegate these tasks to a number of team members, and that is the key, is to delegate these tasks to other people, whether you hire someone internally or hire people internally or use an agency externally like ourselves. That's your choice, but you need to have all these things ticked in the box so that you're ultimately getting the customers or patients through the door.
Amazing. All right, so Nikita, you and I last time we spoke about analytics and reading through with a fine-tooth comb all your data that like you get from through your insights, your analytics through your Instagram, Facebook, whatnot. So how can you use that information to with marketing? A lot of it is paid for marketing. It is adverts. It's doing Google ads. It's doing Facebook ads. A lot of the time, doing things organically takes a while to start to gain traction. Obviously, it's easier, it's quicker if you just pay to have adverts done. So how would be looking through analytics and that lot on your Instagram page help you pinpoint your demographic for adverts?
Yeah, so with Instagram and Facebook, most social media platforms has this feature now where you can see your insights and your data. So what that means is you can see where your posts or your videos or your adverts are reaching to, how many males and females it's reaching, which age groups it's reaching, which countries it's reaching to. So that will help, and it also tell you what time of the day your posts are getting the most engagement or the most reach or being seen by the most people. I think it will help you in terms of adverts, because then you'll know which time to post it, when to post, where to post, stories, or your page is better for your advert. Also, you can pick, I think, which countries you want it to reach to as well, all that sort of stuff. So it just helps you with getting this data. Really helps you know your audience, know your followers, what they're interested in, and when they're going to see your posts, which is really important.
Amazing. Aaron, anything else you want to carry on with that, or?
Yeah, no, I'd like to add to it. I think it's important, but I think on the social side, it takes time to build up that following, that list of people.
Yeah.
And whilst it's great, you want to also think about the advertising side of things. As Nikita said, you can post socially and post organically, but it takes time. So you can jump to the top of the queue if you want by putting adverts out there. And sometimes there's a bit of confusion between what is social media, but social media kind of covers the organic as well as the paid side of things as well. So you want to put ads on Instagram, you want to put ads on Facebook, and it's such a powerful tool in terms of the data points that you've got. You can choose kind of who, what, where. If they clicked on a certain website link, you can even market to those types of people specifically. It is a bit creepy to some extent, but that's the world we live in these days. It's just they're trying to every kind of company or business who's doing this is trying to follow your path to ultimately lead you to making a sale. But you can do that in your dental clinic as well for this. But it takes time and effort to set up. And again, this is something that you could do yourself 100%, but do you have the time and the resource to do that? And if not, think about getting a third party to assist.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'll just add there as well, not to be pushy as well on socials. I think we kind of do that a lot of Samera. We don't push people into signing up this and that. We just organically do that. Like, we want them to just see our stuff. We don't want to push it. But I also think it is important to have somebody there to do social media, because like I said, you do need to spend a good couple of hours on it every single day to build up that following and build up that engagement, because it, again, like Aaron said, it's not going to happen overnight, especially with social media, and you want it to be organic and you want to have those real followers, as real people engaging with you. So it will take time, so don't get scared if you've set up this Instagram page or Facebook page and you're not getting any followers in the first week. It will happen, but you just have to spend the time over a couple of months, and hopefully it will build up.
No, it's a valid point there, Nikita, you raised, though, because obviously there are businesses that have thousands upon thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers. Okay, have they really got those followers, or are they just kind of fake followers?
It's the engagement rate, really, isn't it?
I think it's the fake followers, to be honest. I think a lot of these practices or any businesses, they straight away will have like 40,000 followers. You should think, well, look at their engagement and see how many likes have they actually got. Does it compare to how many followers they have? If they have 40,000 followers and they have 10 likes on a picture, that doesn't quite add up. So and also younger people will see that and be like, that's not real. So then they might not trust that dental practice, or they might not trust that business and go to them.
Like,
Think, oh,
what else are you lying about, type of thing.
Yeah. So I would always say be organic, and it will happen. Your followers will go up. You just have to push the right content and be genuine. I think that's the main thing.
I think that's the key word you mentioned. Also, trust as well. Is that ultimately you're displaying who you are and what you do, and it's that trust is so important in business, in anything we do today, and in terms of social media as well.
Yeah.
No, definitely. So this is another one for you, Aaron. Is so if I don't have the resources to be able to have someone to do my social media for me, full time, and I want to start making ads, I want to start getting more patients through in that lot. Which platform should I use for adverts? Should I focus purely on Facebook, or should I focus purely on Google, or are there any others that I'm completely missing?
Okay, great question, George. Now we've talked social, but I'm a huge fan of ultimately Google. Okay, Google's what I built my businesses on over the last almost 20 years. Okay, Facebook wasn't even around then, and my view in personally is dominate Google if you can. Okay, now how do you dominate Google? Well, there's two primary ways. One is through search, so optimizing yourself through search engine optimization to get people to find you organically. Okay, again, that is a long process. That takes time. It takes patience. It takes a lot of effort. Okay,
to
do it.
And months.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time, and Google's always changing its algorithm to catch you out. Okay,
yes.
But that's part and parcel of the game. Okay, the other way though is through pay-per-click advertising on Google. Those ads you see at the top of Google when you do a Google search, that's again a shortcut to the top, and that's how Google makes most of its money. But it's a powerful way if it's set up right to get customers through the door. Now, contrast that to Facebook ads or Facebook social. No doubt, again, very powerful. But that's social. Facebook's very much around people who are in their social element. They're hanging out on Facebook or hanging out on Instagram. Google is very much search. People are searching for something. I need a dentist today. I'm in pain today. And who comes to the top? If it's you, they'll come to you. Or near the top, they'll come to you. So you've got to play the market right and play with these things. But they're both very powerful tools to use. And I would strongly advocate it. And if you don't have the resource, or in answer to your original question, George, if you had one thing to focus on, I would just focus initially, get Google right.
Just Google, yeah. So would you then, to narrow that question down then, would you then focus on just adverts or boosting your SEO if you had to choose one?
Great question. If your time is limited, okay, but you're okay financially, I would go with Google Ads, okay, because that gets you to the top of the list straight away, as long as you set it up right and optimized it correctly. Over the long term, though, you still want to have an SEO strategy, because eventually you want to dominate organically. So you don't eventually need the adverts at all, because you just come up for the search term that people type in near the top. Now, that is a long-term process. That takes time, effort, money to do it, okay? And if I look at our business, the Neem Tree, for instance, we started off with Google Ads. Now, we still do Google Ads, but our budget has reduced because our SEO positions have just got stronger and stronger over the years.
Right, okay.
So
wow.
That's how I would do it.
Yeah, so, okay.
Sorry.
Oh, no,
I was just going to say, I think, talking of Google, I think Google reviews is another massive thing at the moment that I'm seeing. Every dental practice is posting their Google reviews a lot at the moment, but I definitely think if you can get your patients to send you Google reviews,
that's
it
true,
really does help. And post those on your social media, because people are looking at reviews a lot at the moment.
Yeah,
100% right.
Yeah, to backpack off that is, everyone's they always say don't judge a book by its cover, but everyone does. So if I'm on Just Eat, for example, looking for a nice takeaway for at night, if I see a restaurant which it looks pretty good, but the reviews are a bit iffy, I won't go with it just because I'm judging a book by its cover. And that's the thing.
Did you see that case came out earlier this week though? There was an unhappy client of a solicitor's firm. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And he wrote a Trustpilot review about this solicitor on their website, saying they weren't very good. Okay, the solicitors ultimately sued him. Okay, saying it's had a knock on their business. Okay, and the solicitors won, and he has to pay them £25,000. So
for leaving a review.
Oh, yeah, leaving a review. So because the impact it had, and the way he did it, and the language he did, and everything he did, and so that's very interesting that now the courts are showing they favoured this time the law firm, and so people who are posting negative reviews have to be careful as well. Increasingly in this litigious environment that we live in, really. So.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's interesting.
Because I've seen lots of images and that lot of screenshots of restaurant owners and that lot when the customer leaves a 1-star review, because they can't leave anything lower than that, saying the service was horrible, this, that, and the owners actually replied to the comment, to the review, and has just completely called them out on everything. Yeah. You know, it's quite funny to see, actually.
Well, that's the key. The key, if you do get a bad review, you should definitely respond to it. It's no point getting into a debate or an argument online.
Accept it. If you are genuinely in the wrong, accept it. Put your hands in the air and go, yeah, we messed up. We do apologise. I hope we can rectify it.
But at the same time, if you're not in the wrong, you just need to say, well, you make it clear. Then obviously, it takes two to tango.
Of course. Yeah.
Our opinion is very different, but we wish you well. That type of message as well.
I'm afraid we couldn't meet eye to eye, etc., etc. Yeah, you're right. No, I think that's definitely right. The Google reviews are just as important, because we do live in a world where we judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Like, it's the 21st century. It's 2021, which is ridiculous. I didn't think we'd ever get to this year. And we do everything on our phones. It's crazy. You walk up through the town and everything like that, and you see people just on their phones. And it's everyone's in a state of on their phones, reading news articles. Yeah, more or less. It is quite scary, actually. Because before lockdown, I was up on the train going up through London, and people are on their phones on the train. If this was 15 years ago, there'd be newspapers out, there'd be people reading books, be doing all this.
They didn't exist
out the window. Exactly. But nowadays, everyone's just on their phones. They're watching their new TV series on Netflix and all that lot. And it is scary. It really is. So
where does it all end, George?
Where does it end?
Well, I don't think it will. I think it will carry on like this, and social media and all this technology is just going to carry on taking over. But you just got to use it to your advantage, especially with businesses. Use it to your advantage in a good way. I'd say as well, obviously people search on Google for everything nowadays, but they also younger people are searching on Instagram or Facebook. So if your business doesn't have an Instagram page or a Facebook page, people are going to be a bit more like iffy about that, and they'll think, oh, they haven't got a social media page, are they real? So it's like people's trust they're trusting more in social media these days. I think it's quite interesting.
You're so right, Nikita, because people, I was talking to my son the other day, and he's just launched a little website type of thing, and he's not interested in getting it kind of advertised on Facebook or Google. He said it's Instagram and TikTok. That's what he's doing. Okay, it's all on TikTok. Wow. He's going to get all his customers through TikTok and Instagram. It's like, oh right, and I'm completely looking blankly at him. Okay, what the hell is that? Okay, well I've kind of heard of it.
What is a TikTok?
All I know is that some dancey thing that happens. But you're right, it's evolving. Okay, but as I said right at the outset, I think ultimately it's about getting your message out, and it's about crafting good. Marketing's ultimately about crafting good stories, and interesting stories which engage with your customer. You can't be everything to everyone. You certainly can't. And you just want to engage the right kind of customer that works for you, and it works for them, and ultimately get a happy result for everybody, really. Okay.
Spot on.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Spot on. Well, I think we should leave it as that. Marketing, it's one of those things that you kind of turn a blind eye to. Don't think you need it, but it's very, very important. If you want to drive your sales up, if you want to gain more patients, as you said, Aaron, Google Ads is probably your way forward if you haven't got the resources to run your social media full time. But then again, Instagram is just as important. So they're both very different angles to look at. And thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. And we'll catch you on the next one.
No worries, George. And good luck with your marketing, everybody. And if you need help, you know where we are. Give us a shout. Okay? Thanks.